Okay, so this postcard is from the cover of the Lunation Journal, and it's an illustration of the lunar seasons. And what are the lunar seasons? You can kind of see there's these 4 colors that I've chosen to correspond with each of these seasons. So the seasonal energy around the new moon is like the winter time. So this energy where there's more darkness, stillness. Here on the first quarter is more like springtime. Full moon is more like summer, and last quarter is more like the fall. So one way to use this postcard is to put it up on the wall and just use it as a tool for reflection. And what you could do is even just reflecting at the end of the day, maybe asking yourself this question that's very new moon-like, which is, what am I incubating, or what is germinating? What is unknown? And so just kind of having this as a tool for reflection. In this quadrant, the question of what am I exploring? What am I curious about? Like, what am I want to learn more about? And then here the question of what am I expressing? What am I sharing? What am I wanting to spotlight? What am I wanting to like open up to or have be visible? And then here with the last quarter, what am I completing? What's culminating? What's starting to come to an end? What's wrapping up? Here we see the fruit or the blackberry is like the culmination of this cycle that then turns to compost that has seeds that lead into the next cycle. So that's just kind of a overview, big picture of using this postcard as a reflection tool with. So that's one option. This connects, like I said, to the lunar seasons. So if you do have the Lunation Journal, there is a new page in here that's called the Lunar Seasons Moon Map, and goes along with the cycles within cycles. It goes a little more in depth about each one of these quadrants. So if you've been practicing lunar tracking for a while, you may already have a sense of your relationship to these phases. And if you haven't, I'm just planting this seed as something to pay attention to and track. Okay, so anyway, can connect in deeper with that practice of lunar tracking. Okay, so a second possibility is, again, putting up the postcard somewhere where you can see it on a regular basis, and then having something like these little kind of post-it things. And you'll see there's 12 phases here. And usually the moon cycle isn't divided into 12, but I did this for a reason. And the purpose is to connect with each one of the stages of the harvest cycle, each time of the year, each season that connects with an astrological sign. It's also kind of like each month. So here's the winter solstice and that month or moon cycle around winter solstice that connects with Capricorn. There's many layers, so enter in wherever you are. If it's just like putting this here, saying, okay, this is the time when it's winter solstice. This is this time or this moment of the year. Kind of like another big picture, something that's visual, that's entering in on a more pre-language level. The images, this is a mandala. This is a mandala of moons that has many layers of cycles within cycles. So any way that you want to interact with it, right, of like then going to the next season or month or the time of Aquarius around this first quarter would be spring equinox. It's really meant to help orient us. And so time can be disorienting if we don't have a way of kind of tracking, especially if we have very full lives, or even if we don't, all of a sudden it can seem like, how is it November already? Or how is it whatever already? This is just a way to not be taken by surprise because we're pacing. Let's just call this a pacing tool, if you would like to, if that's helpful. You know, and then this is the fall equinox over here. So it just, again, pinning this up on the wall or taping it somewhere where you can see it and just have this reminder of this marker that you can move around. You could also do that with each, the phase of the moon. It's a lot more maintenance, but if you'd like to do that, of course, you're welcome. And here, if you do have the wall calendar, it's also something I recommend is just having some kind of marker that you put on, when the day is. So again, visually, you're connecting in with what half of the lunar cycle are you on, and just giving yourself a gauge to really build and strengthen that relationship with cyclical time. And then the third, I'm going to bring the camera inside to my refrigerator. And this is for those of you who menstruate or have other people in the house that menstruate. I made these magnets just out of like a sticky magnet paper, and then put this on and cut them out. So there's one for me and each of my children, and we're gonna take that to the refrigerator. All right, so on the refrigerator, this can, just like that little Post-it, you could use a little magnet to do the same thing about, indicating and pacing and tracking. The other thing is, if you have people in your house that menstruate, you could put where they are in their cycle, and move this around with the inner seasons. So the inner season of menstruation, right before and right after bleeding, and then the follicular phase after menstruation, this inner spring, and then around ovulation. So it can be kind of like this little game, but not only is it a game, it also alerts other people in your life and household whereabouts energetically they may be. The inner fall or the luteal phase, if everyone's lining up or in different places. So this is just, again, a tool for having a visual reminder, and here coming up with ways to interact with this that are both practical and can help to illuminate your relationship with the inner and outer cycles.